Carl Sandilands launched his streaming service this morning, and to say it was an unmitigated disaster, quite frankly, that would be an understatement. This was the first thing viewers saw when they were waiting for the live stream to begin.
Hey Bruno. Yeah. I can hear everyone's mic in my headphones. Everyone now. Everyone talking. So if I'm talking to you, these guys are I'm gonna hear them. I can't hear. All I can hear is.
No, we'll mute him.
I can only hear other people's mics.
All right.
I can hear Mayo. Hey, you're going to have headphones on, Bruno, the entire program since you're feeding everything in.
Now, that glitching on the camera, that wasn't our feed, that wasn't our bad recording. That is how it was streaming. It's just one of the many issues the team was dealing with. But you know what? It's day one. So the feed was switched out early. Not that big of a deal. But things went from bad to worse.
The golden microphone is on.
Well, hi. We're off to a clunky start, everyone. Hi, Brooklyn. Welcome. The brand new Kyle Sandilands live program. It is a new invention. It is live. We're all here. And it's a digital mess behind the scenes. Say hello to the man formerly known as Bruno, who is a shell of his former self, who hasn't slept for a week. Bruno,
yeah, I mean, I can't even, if everything went smoothly, it would have been worth, not sleeping and snorting Ritalin and everything like that. But, it all went to shit. So.
It didn't go to shit. I just can't hear. I can't hear any audio. Now, I would imagine, and this is just me, I'm no technician, but the man speaking behind the microphone should be the main one that hears what's going on.
Ah, yeah, I didn't consider that.
Mayo, well, by the time Mayo said that. Can't hear Mayo. By the way, Brenda, is Mayo's mic put? There you go, Mayo.
Yep, you can hear me? Hey, everyone.
Hi, honey. How are you?
I'm good. We're back.
Here. Alfie's
Hi.
here too.
Hello.
Hulk's here, guys. Mary from news.com today. Oh, we've got to stop saying that.
Yeah.
Mary, hi. Welcome to the show.
Hi.
Oh, wow. How electrifying.
Carl, when you put together a radio station in 1 month, do you expect things to go smoothly?
Yes, I do, Brooklyn.
Well, it didn't. This was Amateur Hour, and I say this as someone who is a big fan of Carl's, as Own Your Own Crazy will attest and happily point out he thinks I have a man crush on Kyle, so I'm not a hater. Amanda, have we ever had anything as bad as this when we've done McKnight Tonight, the Ben, Rob and Robbo show? We've had technical issues.
We've always had the odd issue, but no, nothing like that. No. But we rehearsed, we practiced way before
Yeah, there
then.
was no rehearsal there.
No.
That's pretty obvious. The thing that gets me, people are paying $99 per year for this. And look, it's going to get better. We know that. But this was a shoddy start. Content-wise, it was everything you'd expect. Brooklyn mentioned that psychic medium John Edward had told him he would soon be leaving KISS and joining Kyle. So Kyle does what Kyle does, and he got John Edward on the line. It was classic Kyle content. Just one problem. When they tried to talk to John Edward, this is what happened.
Hey, I think I might.
Hey, by the way,
Yeah.
Mayo, you got John Edward on. Is that
We got John Edward.
Okay, let's see. John, are you there? Welcome to Kyle Sandilands Live, John Edward.
Hello, sir.
Hi,
Hey,
John.
Oh, shit, I thought we didn't have him.
Hear me?
Hey, buddy, how are you? Brooklyn just told me about he's here with us now, but
Yeah.
you knew somehow during that
Okay, we still need 2 players to play this lady.
that he was going to bounce and come here.
And John, I hadn't actually made a decision, and
Well,
I was
obviously
still
you had.
unsure.
John knows that you must have made the decision in your mind. John, what did you pick up? Because that was when he explained that this morning, it was a fascinating insight And I've witnessed you for 25 years doing this, and every single time it takes your breath away. It's an amazing ability. What were you getting to know that he was going to leave? And then you said, say hello to him for me. That was me you were talking about, right?
That is correct. And I didn't want to say it. I didn't want to say it out loud because I wanted to show some discretion for
Thank
Brooklyn.
you for that.
And yeah, no worries. And that's why I was like, and we were on a Zoom, so I was like, can I just direct chat this?
Yeah.
It's really hard to watch. One of the biggest issues for this show is it doesn't know if it's a radio show, a TV show, or what it should be, a video podcast. It's very much set up as a radio show, which is fine. That's Kyle's comfort space. But more thought needs to be given to the visuals. But there are some nice touches, though. The Kyle animation when the studio audio is not being used is really cool. The wink, the blink, all that kind of stuff. And the song supers work well too. But they might need to consider going full frame so we don't see Kyle having tenties. It's fun content to be sure, but there's a big disconnect when we come back and Kyle's trying to be in professional mode. And we need better angles of guests, of the crew, everything. That's New South Wales Premier Chris Minns. He was in the studio that morning. Not that you could tell from the big empty wide shot he was sitting in. These are the little details that need a bit of refining. And look, things did get better as the morning went on, but there should have been a full rehearsal before something that was going to be so closely monitored by the media went live. And look, the headlines, they said it all. Chaotic start to Kyle Sandilands' live opening show. Kyle Sandilands' new $99 a year subscription radio venture descends into chaos on day one as he sprays staff with expletive-filled ramshackle radio, Kyle Sandilands' live chaotic debut. The first episode of Kyle Sandilands Live was many things, but it certainly wasn't a slick commercial radio show. And that's what Kyle's known for. His show was slick. Yes, it descended into chaos. They had production meetings, but it was slick. This was anything but. But here is the one thing I'll say about Kyle. He remained pretty calm while everything was falling apart. Bruno even had to restart the system live on air. 10 News was there filming Kyle's first day and caught this moment behind the scenes.
Hang on one second. I'm just sitting in the ring for a second.
Don't yell at people.
I'm not yelling. Hello, Premier. I need to hear what we're putting on the radio. Yes. Bring it in here on a app if need be. Yes. Hi, Premier. Uh-oh. Premier's just arrived. Hi, Premier. How I know. How was that for time? Let's get all your views and when there's the Premier. Looking, God, he's a good-looking bloke.
He's had a rant, then realised the Premier's there and then tried to laugh it off. But even that's not bad. I think it's okay for him to go out and say, I need to hear what's going on. And he even tried to work out a solution, said, get the app, I'll listen through the phone. He wasn't being precious at all. Compare what Kyle had to put up with and how calm he was compared to Ray Hadley, who lasted just 30 minutes at Brisbane's Ekka before packing up and going home after a few minor technical issues when he was doing his 2GB 4BC morning show on location in 2022. I was there at that OB and it wasn't that bad, but Ray Hadley went, no, I'm off, I'm leaving, threatened to pull the whole week and had to be cajoled back by the network bosses to do the rest of the week. You know, Kyle, though, he was there for the duration, using his quick wit to poke fun of the situation. For fans of Kyle, they didn't care about the issues. Have a look at these tweets. I was on Facebook, actually. Shami said, the technical schmozzle just added to the fun of the morning. Loved it and listened from start to finish. They'll fine-tune and get it all running how Kyle likes it in no time. And then there was this one from Kimmy, who said the audio issues just made it funnier, to be honest. Really enjoyed watching the crew panic and scramble at the start. The issues were so bad that it was good. It's gotten much better as the show has gone on. And there was this one, Cam. Lol, if it's this loose, I think I'm going to subscribe. Kyle and Carlos should team up. So the fans didn't care. And that's good news for Kyle and Co. But those fans, they're the rusted on fans. They're the ones who will pay their $99 no matter what Kyle does. But Kyle is bigger than this. He's better than this. And it's going to be a harder proposition to get more subscribers through the door after those headlines that I just read out today. So here's what I would do. Take the show off air and fix the technicals before doing another show. I get it. It would be a big deal to take the show off air, but it's just not ready. And you know what? It could actually garner more headlines if you do a second launch. It's not an ideal scenario, but imagine coming back and blowing everyone away if you went a week or two and just got it right. Also, Bruno needs to be in the studio with Kyle. While Kyle is obviously the driving force, Bruno works so well off him. He sees the opportunities for discussions and tangents. A sidekick in the studio is what Kyle needs. Bruno and he have such a great relationship, and I know Bruno's out there switching it, but surely someone else can do that. Bruno, get in that studio, sit just off the desk with Kyle and give him that fodder he needs. Also, Kyle's desk should be facing Brooklyn and Mary so that they can make eye contact when speaking. I know Kyle is looking out at Bruno and the production people, but most of his conversations happen with Mary and Brooklyn. Have the desk facing them, because it's so weird having two people behind Kyle and he's there talking to them and he can't turn around and look because his head would be to the back of the camera. I mean, anyway, consider vMix. That's the system we use here. Consider that as an alternative to whatever you are currently using. You've seen what I can do with my show. It integrates Zoom much better than what you did today. And re-look at the camera angles. The camera angles aren't right. This show has potential, and one day, what happened today might make for a great story looking back at how bad show one was. But the show will only survive if big changes are made, and they need to be made fast.